Welcome to the new series of Unimenti, where you get to meet some of the mentors on board. Today we are with Eliz, the founder of Unimenti. We thought it was appropriate to start from the beginning, and she will answer some questions about her education, career. Eli, I think it's best that you introduce yourself. I give the word to you.
Hi, Tata, thank you for the introduction. Indeed, I'm the founder of Unimenti, Eliz. So we'll be talking about my education indeed, but I'm also currently running my own design agency. And actually, the idea of Unimenti started within the design agency. We wanted to build our own product as well. So currently, I'm busy with working with clients abroad for providing UX services as well as product management services, and I'm busy making Unimenti come true.
Oh, that's quite a busy schedule you have there. Could you tell us a bit more about your education first, and then I will ask some questions about your busy career.
Thank you. About my education, so I'm from Bulgaria, and I really wanted to study abroad. When I was 18 years old, I was looking into Denmark and the Netherlands and UK. So actually, at first I applied to UK, but I applied to business studies, and I quickly changed my mind because I'm quite a creative person. So eventually, just at the end of the deadlines, I ended up changing my mind and I went to whatever was available at that time. So I ended up going to the Netherlands, to Saxion University, and I studied creative media and game technologies. So that was my bachelor's experience. I have done also an Erasmus in Spain, in Zaragoza. That was focused more on computer science and business. It was a mix. And my master's I did in Sweden, in Uppsala University, and my master's was in human computer interaction.
I want to concentrate on Sweden. Why did you choose Sweden? I assume it was an educated choice you made.
Yeah, the Netherlands. Well, don't get me wrong, I love my time in the Netherlands. But it was the last choice I had, I guess, because, like I said, I changed my mind about going to UK and there were not many options available. So I ended up choosing something that was not it was not very high in the rankings, which was originally my idea. But then I ended up, so I just wanted to try it anyway. But about Sweden, indeed, that was a more educated choice that I took my time. And actually, at that point, I had already 2 years of experience in the field in UX design. And I was just looking for a change a little bit, to be honest. I'm someone that likes to continuously learn and grow. So I was looking to improve myself in some way. I didn't want to feel too stuck in my career and just working. So I wanted to experience student life again, but also improve myself and get a degree and try actually being part of a research university and see the differences between applied science and research. And just wanted to actually see as well if I'm interested in academia. And I applied then to many countries. So Uppsala was not the only university I applied to. I knew that I wanted to do human computer interaction. But I was looking for options everywhere. Actually, mostly because I have a partner, and at that point, he also wanted to do a master's, so we went to do masters together. And maybe some of the viewers, you have faced similar challenges, but it's quite hard to decide together with your partner to go and study abroad, and you should both get accepted, you should both be happy with the city and the degree and human computer interaction, as well as his choice, which was renewable energy. They're both quite specific, so it was hard to find a university that has both programs. So that was actually out of the 10 different programs, universities that we applied to. I think the only one where we had a match. So we were very happy about that. We both got in and we both liked it. So That's the story behind Sweden.
I'm glad everything worked out for the best and that you got the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
which is a rare case indeed when going to study abroad. Um, what was your experience in Sweden overall? What were the highlights, challenges? You mentioned one, living with your partner and being there with your partner, finding a university with him. What else was there?
Yeah, I think Sweden was great, and Uppsala was great as well. Um, Overall, I think I would recommend Sweden and Uppsala as a city to everyone. If I have to speak about challenges, I think my answer is very expected is the weather. The weather is definitely challenging, and unfortunately, I think I got to spend time in Sweden mostly from September to June or even May. So and sometimes even I think one time I did a semester remotely from Bulgaria, so I came back already in January or February. So I never experienced the summer, the full summer of Sweden, and I imagine it's probably the best time, of course. So the time that the university schedule runs, of course, it's a bit cold, and in the peak of winter, it gets dark around 2 o'clock. So expecting things when we talk about Scandinavia, I think. But except that, I think everything was great. So I really liked Uppsala as a student city. And also because in Uppsala, there's this thing called nations. In Uppsala, they have 13 nations, which is this student associations that organize events, hobbies for students, all types of activities. I think you're never bored in Uppsala, to be honest. And it's very special because I think this is taking place only in Uppsala and maybe Lund. So these are the two cities that have the most prominent nations. And yeah, there was always something to do. So I really enjoyed the city for sure. Student life was great there.
I'm glad to hear you were happy there during your student life. I'm going to ask you about the application process because that's a huge question from students everywhere. Was it straightforward? Did you have any help? Do you wish you had some help with it? How was that experience for you?
Actually, for the application, I don't remember facing any difficulties with the application process. Like I told you already, we both with my partner we applied to many universities, and it's definitely something that you could do on your own, I think. So yeah, that's something I didn't struggle with. You use their website, universityadmissions.com, and you can apply there. And yeah, it guides you, I think, pretty clearly on what documentation you need, and universities reply to you as well if you're missing documentation. The deadlines for Sweden, I believe, were quite early, but it's possible to submit your documents also after the deadline. So I don't remember having any issues with that. The challenges I faced mostly were related to the course. So like I said, I did HCI in Uppsala, and I was not sure if it's a total fit to what I was looking for. I was looking for a program where I could also where I would also have more technical courses about software engineering, and also maybe something about AI. At that time, AI was still not so hyped up, but I was really interested in it. It was just like emerging again, and yeah, I had a lot of questions to current students. So I was not exactly sure what to do, but I wanted to hear from current students. But the application process itself was quite straightforward, I think.
Okay, and did it help you when you were applying for your bachelor's degree? Were you also on your own, or did you have some help with the application, with picking the university or talking to someone from there? Because of course, if you already went through it on your own, it was easy the second time around, I would assume. So
yeah, for the bachelor's degree, I used educational consultancy. So they were quite popular in my city in Bulgaria, and my like, my other classmates have used them as well. So I went there, and usually how it goes is that you have a free session, and then you they want to learn more about you, about your interests. If you have already chosen a country and university, and they tell you about the details. They have brochures. So I went through a similar process like my classmates. Um, they were quite helpful, and indeed they did help me apply very late in the deadlines when I changed my mind. So I'm grateful for that. But for sure, what I can tell about working with education consultants from my personal experience is that, of course, they have partner universities, so they tend to uh, try to persuade you to go to one of their partner universities. That's one thing. And at that point, for example, for me, the difference between research university and applied science university was not clear at all. In Bulgaria, we don't have a notion about applied science or research university. For us, we just have universities. So that was not clear to me. And it really became clear to me when I went to the Netherlands. And I saw that really the recruiters, employers, they kind of look at it differently. There are employers actually that prefer applied science students than research students, but generally there's this understanding within Dutch culture that one is better than the other, like the research is better than applied science, and that at that point, of course, I didn't know about it. So the educational consultants were telling me that there's no difference really, and just one of them is more practical, is more oriented towards projects, but that's it. And that was not what I experienced when I actually went to the Netherlands. I saw that culturally, and yeah, regarding potential of being hired, there is a difference with regards to that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I get that. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
So, with the education in mind, I'm going to head over to your career path.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious to know how did your education stop, and where did your career start, or was it happening simultaneously? What were the first steps you took? Tell me about it.
Okay. So career-wise, I think like a lot of students, especially students from poorer countries like Bulgaria, going to abroad to more westernized countries. I first started with a lot of student jobs, like being a waitress or working in a supermarket. In Albert Heijn I worked. So a lot of jobs like that just to get by. But then my first real job that was related to my career was when I had my internship at Housing Anywhere and in the Netherlands as a designer. And from that point on, my career really took off, because after the internship, they decided to hire me to work remotely, part-time. So I was studying and working. At that point, I was still a digital designer. So more focused on creating content for the marketing team, digital content or landing pages, things like that. So then for my thesis, I decided to switch to UX. So I started working as a UX designer, and I wrote my thesis to something related to UX design. And then I was really determined to continue with UX design. So for 2 years, I worked in Enschede in a company as a UX designer. I was actually the first UX designer in the company. So I had to establish the team, the principles, the design system, everything from scratch. That was a challenge. I remember reading the book Design Team of One. So I think it was called something like that. And many books related to design. But I was so excited about it that it was not really a problem. There are a lot of resources online to also learn about UX design. And yeah, like I said, after 2 years of working, and actually at that point I had also switched to remote work because of COVID. So I was in Bulgaria. So I was looking for a change. I was looking for something new, something exciting, and a master's in human-computer interaction, where UX actually comes from, originates from, really sounded like the perfect thing at the time. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite interesting. So you would say that your studies quite a lot influenced your career path because, as I understand, you had an internship that was part of your university curriculum, correct?
Yes, exactly. And actually, so something I can add is that when I had my internship as a digital designer, my manager was actually a UX designer. So at that point, I had already, I was looking up to him. So I wanted to pursue UX design. And at that point, I had already decided that I will do a master's in something related to UX design because I was so interested in it. Um, yeah, so indeed, it both my education influenced my career, but my career influenced my education because then after being a UX designer, I actually went to study human computer interaction. So actually, in the beginning of the program is it's 2 year degree. You end up as a master's. And in the beginning, some of the courses were a bit too basic for me, I would say, because 2 years I've already worked as a designer. But I think it's a great introduction for people coming from different backgrounds. So within the masters, there were people from philosophy, I think from computer science, engineering, design, of course, communication, marketing. It was really a mix. People from various countries and various backgrounds. Um, and yeah, that was really interesting to see. So that was in the beginning, but of course later on there were more specialized courses. So if you want, I can tell you more about the masters, but you haven't asked me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think any people that want to hear more about your masters and want help in that direction, they can book a session with you, of course.
That's also possible.
But I was going to ask you about if you have had any guidance during your years as a university student, your higher education, and your master's degree, during your internships, and how that helped you. How did that form your decisions later on?
So if we speak specifically about Uppsala University, I had friends who had buddies. I'm not sure how exactly Uppsala helped with that, but I know that some of my friends had buddies, so maybe they were in some type of buddy program, and they were mostly my friends that were from outside of Europe. So maybe the Uppsala arranges something. I'm not totally sure. I personally didn't have a buddy, but yeah, it was easy to adapt to the city. Like I said, easy to meet people. So I was totally fine with Uppsala. And before that, I actually had tried to get in touch with some people on LinkedIn. A lot of people ignored me, but there were few that answered, so I could get some of my questions answered. Um, but before that, for I think when I went to the Netherlands, I didn't have the chance to meet anyone from the course. But the educational consultant introduced me to another girl that was going to the same city, to the same university. So at least I got to meet someone that was also going there at the same time with me.
What motivated you to create Unimenti and make such a platform?
That's a good question. So, like you already found out, I have been studying for in many countries, like Sweden, the Netherlands, and also Spain. I mentioned briefly, and I was an international student in all of these countries. So, as an international student, especially for my bachelor's when I was 18 years old, everything is new to me. I go there, I have to learn to cook for myself, take care of myself, find a job. Yeah, I don't know the local language, need to find where to live. I think I've switched like 10 different apartments during the time I was a student. Had to move constantly, especially now in the Netherlands, it's very difficult with housing. Um, so I had many challenges basically, and I believed that some of these challenges could be prevented if I could speak to someone. So I wanted to bring this opportunity to prospective students so that they can connect with someone that's already been there, to the same university, the same country, the same city, and talk to them and ask all these questions that are bringing them anxiety, so they don't have to go through the challenges I've been through myself. And I can give you even some examples, but they were not not all the experiences were positive.
Yeah, in order to create a positive experience, your journey doesn't have to originate from stress, I think.
Yeah.
And I do get that a lot. Well, without asking my questions, you managed to answer them in this previous sentence. So my last question would be, what advice would you give to someone that is considering to become a mentor? And respectively, what advice would you give to new mentees that are looking to study abroad?
Okay, so let's start with the mentor first. I recommend all students, first year, second year students, to sign up as mentors because they might not be the most experienced yet in their career, but they're very experienced in being students in their own university. Like that's really the experience they have and something they can share with prospective students. So I think it's a great opportunity for them to also learn leadership skills, communication skills. It's also something great they can put in their CV, and they can make connections with someone that's coming to the city. And who knows what these connections might turn up in the future, right? That's someone you can call and rely on in the future. So it's a great opportunity for everyone. And also, just like I was going through when I was a student, looking for all types of student jobs, and I was looking for freelance gigs as well and everything. It could be some kind of part-time like income for current students at universities who need that as well. So definitely recommend current students, university students, to sign up to Unmenti.
And never forget about the CV.
Yeah, exactly. It can look great on your CV too, that you've been a mentor of prospective students. Help the next generation.
Of course. And what would you say to our new coming mentees?
Yeah, so if you have been through similar challenges, like I've mentioned, and actually I didn't mention, so I can give some examples, but I can imagine it's very difficult to find housing wherever you're going, and someone that's there can have great tips on that. And be wary because there are a lot of scammers as well. I've been scammed 2 times for housing. So that's the thing. Please be careful. Don't send money to someone without signing a contract and so on. Try to research as much as possible the courses and the university and the program if it fits you well before dedicating 4 years of your life to a new study, right? And much more. All of these topics, actually, a current student that's already there can help you get answered. So any type of questions you have related to the city, the country, the language, student life, courses, program, teachers, these university students, the mentors at Unimenti, they've already been there and they can help you out with.
That's great to hear. And not to mention, one day you might have a friendly face there once you are accepted in that university. So exactly. That's always calming.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, and I hope you have a nice day. This is our interview.
Thank you, Tsveta, and thank you for this initiative, and I hope that you have fun sessions with the next mentors as well.
Yeah, hopefully we will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.